Hey guys, what's up? We've got a time for 15-10, and my opponent is Torpedo 911, rated 1452, from Qatar. Right, so we've got an e4, e5. We're going to go Vienna. Okay, Vienna Gambit offered, and this is around the mark. Okay, so this is already inaccurate. Okay, so I was just going to say this is around the level 1450, 1500. I'm really finding a big mix between people who know how to respond to this or just make normal developing moves, and knight c6 is a normal developing move, but it's not great because of the Halloween variation, and now we are simply occupying the center and forcing these knights back. Right, so whatever you do, pretty much e5, you gain another tempo. The knight can't come into the position, and it can't come here or here, can't go there, so where's it going to go? All the way back home. Okay, and now we have to develop our knight to f3 to prevent the queen coming out, and it develops, protects this pawn, and we have a glorious position already. Alright, d6. Idea. If pawn takes, we've got knight takes. Queen e2 is also an idea. Bishop f4 likewise. But my hunch is if they take, we could end up with a slightly unfavourable trade of queens. We're right on top in this position, and we're also ahead in development, so we don't really want to be trading queens at this point in time. What about d5? Is that just nuts? Knight takes here, knight takes. Or can we do this, and if they take, well, then we take the knight and really mess up their pawn, so maybe I played that a bit quick. I found one good thing and went, oh, that'll do. So, we shall see. So, see now, if I take and b takes, that is not a happy position. Also, I can just take with the knight. But then we've actually got, have we got queen takes there? No, because I captured the knight with check and the queen is lost. So I could actually take the pawn with the knight. Let's think this through. If I take the knight, then pawn takes, and I can still do this. If I do this now, queen takes here is not possible, and maybe arguably a little trap. Also, knight takes there puts double on the knight on c6, so double trouble. So if I take, pawn takes, bishop takes, we have a fork on the king and the rook, so why not? Let's do it. And this would be a blunder, because we can remove the defender of the d4 square, and therefore of the queen, with check, so you can't do that Torpedo 911. Alright, so there's kind of a thought to remove that. Then I can throw in a check, can't I? Also means we have the bishop pair. I really like that idea. Queen takes, then the knight is still pinned. I can castle. If I play queen e2 check, then I'm just encouraging my opponent to develop a piece and prepare to castle. However, we also have d5. Attacking the pinned piece with a pawn. So here, I mean, what they're going to do, this doesn't really save the knight. So all my opponent's first 7 moves were played super quick. Alright, oh, that's interesting. If I can take the knight now, if I take the knight with the pawn, queen takes here, I have to recapture, it's forced. Okay. Or queen e2 check. they block somehow. I take the knight with an attack on the queen. So I've got out of the queen trade, the threatening queen trade that forces my next move, right? And now this hits the queen. Queen can't take because of bishop. Knight can't take because it's pinned. He's blocked a check with a piece, right? Anytime you block a check with a piece, which obviously only applies for longer range pieces, so queens, bishops, rooks, right? Doesn't apply to kings and pawns because they only go one square. Doesn't apply to knights because you can't block a knight check. But anytime you block a check with a piece, then you're automatically pinning the piece. So hello, welcome to your pinned knight. This knight is also pinned. So now surely I can just capture here. Like we say, if queen takes, you lose a queen. Knight can't take, it's pinned. So here pawn takes. And then I'm a piece up, yeah? You can't take the bishop because you lose your queen. So pawn takes now is compulsory. And I think now all I need to do is just retrieve the bishop and happy days. The knight is still pinned. There's nothing in this, is there? Queen takes. No. So now the question is, where do we put the bishop? Now this looks kind of natural. Black's still going to want to castle. I kind of like this move. It also... Oh no. There we go. Well, that didn't take long, did it? A 13 move win. Let's do the analysis and see what happened. But also, like, I want to draw your attention to this. So let's look at the timings on this, right? Move 1, 1.9 seconds from black. Move 2, 2.2. 2.3, 1.5, 4.5. So the first time you used minimum 10 seconds for a move was move 6. Okay, and let's look how much trouble he got into. Boom! Boom shakalak! 97.7. I made a good move. 8 best moves, 1 excellent, 1 good. Excuse me, so, what's that going to mean for Gesta Elo? 2300, mate. Ouch. Well, that's an ass kicking. But there you go, right? The Vienna Gambit. And there are many things that you can do. Taking is bad because of the pawn push. But this move, now this is move 3. He thought for 2.3 seconds, so you can hardly call it thought. And this is already bad because we take, boom. Retreat, boom. E5, always E5. Knight retreats, okay. Knight F3 is best. Okay, it just simply ties the whole room together. D6, inaccurate. And this is an excellent move. Was there an even better one? Okay, bishop c4. But as we can see, that pin turned out to be quite something. And this is not great. Okay, knight takes c5 is good. Even more better. Queen e2, yeah, this is a common idea. Also gets out of the queen alignment issue. Yeah, so very often if you see d6 then de, queen e2 is a move. Pinning the pawn. Right. But it's 0.3 pawns difference. So it's hardly meaningful. But black is already an evaluation of 4 down. So this is not good. Okay, takes. And then that's just great. So, and it's all over. It's plus 7.4 already. And you can just resign. So, that was a bit of a teenage fumbling, wasn't it? It wasn't really deeply satisfying. But you know, a win is a win.